Okay, number 1, we're going to solve 3 minus 2x is equal to 9. So first I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. And then I'm going to divide both sides by -2 to get x is -3. So the answer is B. Number 2, fill in the blank. The equation here is, well, since the exponent is the variable, then it's automatically an exponential. So the answer is C. Which of the following statements would we choose? Select all that apply. Absolute value equations always have 2 solutions. It's not always, because it could be no solution or it could be 1 solution. A vertical line has a slope that's undefined. That's true. Okay. Vertical lines have a slope that's undefined. Y equals mx plus b has a y-intercept at 0, comma b. That's correct. This is the y-intercept. Parallel lines have the same slope. That is true as well. So this one has 3 answers, B, C, and D. Which of the choices below matches the graph seen below? Okay, so here we can see that we have a y-intercept of 2. And then for our slope, we're going to go down 2 and run 3. So -2 over 3. And all of these have it. So now we have to look at the inequality. We want to see which one works. Okay. It's definitely not the equal sign. Okay. Because we have one side shaded. And it's definitely not this one. It's not letter D, because the line is not solid. So it's either going to be above or below the line. So let's go ahead and test one of these. Say I test letter C. If I plug in 0, if I test 0, 0, then I end up with 0 is greater than 2, and this is false. So I shade the other side. So I would shade the side that doesn't have 0, 0. Okay, so that's why C works. Let me show you why B doesn't work. If I test 0, 0 for this one, then we have 0 is less than 2, which is true. So if you were to graph this inequality in part B, you would shade this side. You would shade the side that has 0, 0. Okay, so that's why the answer is C. All right, which of the following lines is perpendicular to y equals 1/2 x minus 4? Okay, so the perpendicular line has to be the opposite reciprocal. The slope has to be the opposite reciprocal. So 1/2, I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to make it negative. So the slope is -2, and the only one that has the slope of -2 is letter D. Number 6, determine which of the type of function seen below. So this curve that goes up and then goes down is the quadratic curve. All right, number 7, which of the following is the solution to 2 times the absolute value of x plus 1 minus 3 is equal to 7? So first we want to clear the absolute value, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides first. And then I'm going to divide by 2. Now I can split it. So x plus 1 is equal to 5, and x plus 1 is equal to negative. And to solve for x, I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. So x is equal to 4 and x is equal to -6. So D and A are your answers. Number 8, find the range of the graph below. So remember that range is all the possible y values. So from the lowest to the highest. The lowest y value on the graph is this one. It's 4. That's the lowest. And it's included. So we're going to have a bracket at 4. And then the highest y values, you see these arrows, they mean they go on forever. So it's going to be infinity. So from 4 to infinity. And remember that infinity always uses a parentheses. Identify the roots of the graph below. So the roots are where it crosses the x-axis. So we could see here that we have a root at 3.5 and at 4.5. So the answers are A and C. Okay, we're going to solve the following inequality. Okay, so first I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides. And then I'm going to subtract 7 on both sides. So x is less than 10. Just B. Number 11. The area of a triangle is the formula A equals 1/2 BH. We're going to solve for H. So remember, to clear a fraction, you're going to multiply by the denominator on both sides. By doing so, these 2's cancel out. So you're left with 2A is equal to BH. And then to get the H by itself, I'm going to divide by B. Okay. So H equals to 2A over B, which is C. Okay, number 12, -3x is less than 6. I'm going to divide both sides by -3. Remember, when you divide by the negative, you need to switch the inequality. So x is greater than -2. All right, consider the inequality. Which of the following would be a solution? Select all that apply. So first, let's go ahead and solve for n. I'm going to distribute the 6. Okay, so I have 6n plus 16. I'm going to subtract 60 on both sides. Oops, I forgot the inequality. There it is. And then I'm going to divide by 6. So n is greater than -5. Okay, it's going to be easier if you graph it so you can visualize it. So here's -5, and then all the numbers that are greater than -5. Okay, so the numbers greater than -5 are like -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, all of those. So which are in the solution set? So which are in the arrow? So 100, it's definitely over here somewhere, right? And so is 4. You see 4 here. Okay, and that's it. -5 is not included because we have an open circle. So if you have an open circle, it means that it's not included. So it's just C and D. What is true about the graph below? Select all that apply. The graph is a function. No, it does not pass the vertical line test. So B is correct. It's not a function. The graph has 2 real roots. That's correct. It crosses the x-axis twice. The domain is -4 to 2. So domain, remember, domain is all the x values. Okay. The smallest x value you could see here is 0. And then the biggest x value you see here is 6. So everything from 0 to 6. So actually the domain is not -4 2, it's 0, 6. Okay, so this one has 3 answers as well. All right, 15. Classify the slope of the line between -3, 5 and 9, -5. So I'm going to go ahead and use the slope formula so I can see what the slope is. Okay, so first I'll subtract the x's on top, and then subtract the y's on the bottom. 9 minus -3 is positive 12. Double negative turns positive. -5 minus 10 is -10. Positive number divided by negative number is negative. So it's just going to be 16. True or false? A horizontal line has a slope of 0. That is true. 17. We're going to factor completely. So we have x squared minus 3x minus 4. We're looking for numbers that multiply to -4 and add up to -3. Those two numbers are -4 and 1. -4 times 1 is -4. -4 plus 1 is -3. So your factors are x minus 4 and x plus 1. So that's going to be B. Another one, factor completely, numbers that multiply to 8 and add up to -6. Okay, so it's going to be -4 and -2. -4 times -2 is 8. -4 plus -2 is -6. The factors are x minus 4, x minus 2. So that's going to be B. 19, we're going to multiply the binomials. To multiply these, we're going to use FOIL. So first, x times x is x squared. Then x times 7 is 7x. And then that's outer, then inner is 4 times x. And then last, 4 times 7. And then we could combine like terms, the 2 in the middle. So we have x squared plus 11x plus 28. So that's C. Okay, and then finally number 20, we're going to solve for x. So first we're going to add 7 to both sides. So 4x squared equal to 4. And then we're going to divide by 4. So x squared is 1. And then we're going to find the square root of both sides to get the x by itself. So x is equal to positive or